Hello and welcome to AutoStop once again. I'm so excited being here today to present to you the continuation of where we left off last week about this Hyundai Elantra Sea Blue salvage that we're trying to rebuild and restore. Okay, I remember promising that I was going to take it for a spin at this point in time and come tell you how the experience is. I'll quickly go ahead and tell you, but before that, if you are new and today's the first time you're finding us here, I entreat you to go have a look at two previous episodes that we've done by clicking on my left top corner of the screen. A link will pop up and take you to those two videos so that you get abreast and acquainted with what we have done. It will give you a proper orientation for you to appreciate where we are going or where we are coming from and where we've reached. Yeah, so if you still are okay with going ahead with us, that's fine. I'm just going to give you a gist of what we are doing or we've done so far, and it's just a restoration of a salvaged vehicle that we imported for a client, which was collided in the back, as you are seeing, and we have done a bit of auto body works on it, and this is where we've arrived. We are going to continue from this point to another point further in the progress of the restoration, and then we'll continue until we finished. So what we are doing is basically that, and I'm just going to go ahead and tell you how I felt like when I took it for a ride. And I think I can best explain myself using a toddler as an example. When a child begins to crawl and starts taking the first baby steps to get ready to walk, that is how it feels. After all the changes that we have made on this windy sea blue Hyundai Elantra 2014 limited edition tech package, we worked on the vertical beam. We also worked on the rear axle beam. We worked on the wheels. We worked on and replaced the brake fluid pipe on the accidented area. We have also removed the front bumper, and all the changes that we've made makes it feel like it's a toddler trying to take a baby steps, trying to hold itself together with the new replacement parts and the old ones that are already in place. And it's actually getting acquainted. It feels normal like every other vehicle, except that we have some alignment issues to do here and there because of all these changes that we've made. But apart from that, it drives good. It feels better. This vehicle has three drive modes: comfort, sport, and normal. And it drives cool, except that we have to do proper alignment and tire balancing in the very immediate future when we are done with the auto body works. But apart from that, if it looks okay, it's good. What are we doing today? I mean, if you look behind me, when I'm so much intoxicated in telling you about my experience when I took it for a first drive, you can tell that the vehicle is going through grinding and sanding process. Somewhere last week we did some level of grinding, so the surfaces were ground. So the high points that were touched, were worked on, were cut, were in a way, and then a little bit of research that I know about why those things are done is because when you cut the high points of a metal, you leave some holes, some microscopic holes on the metal that has to be smoothed and closed and hardened so that water will not seep through. And so once the grinding was done last week, the next stage was to further improve on this metal surface, which is moving from grinding to sanding and going through various levels of sanding and then applying filler on the surface. And that's what you're looking at. This is the impact area. I'm glad we got this level of detail because we did not add any other material except using the same vehicle's material that was squashed. Okay, it was stretched, pulled up, peeled off, and remolded and put back. And that is good work, right? Yeah, so you see his sanding machine, the auto body mechanics machine there, some of his tools at work. At this point he had also replaced the windscreen, and that's what you saw there. So that is him at work, and this is what happens when he is preparing the surface. There is continual sanding with different levels of the sanding machine and paper to be able to arrive at a standard where you think that you have achieved industry standard. Industry standard. Okay, so that is what he's doing to the roof. And you remember, because of the transportation, the ceiling actually fell in, and so it had to be worked on to up to level, and he did. He also had to smoothing the surface of the ceiling. the roof by hitting here and there, and so it required some level of sanding, same as the other areas of the vehicle that had gone through some retouching in the process. So if you look at the passenger side fender, there was some skirmishes here and there, so he had to work on it and get that area in properly. When he did, he had to continually sand and apply filler, and that's what you're looking at. I forgot to tell you, we haven't still gotten the small area that locks in the chrome door handle. We're still working on it to get it in, but that is how the sanding work is done, and it's done all over. I remember telling you guys that some of the skirmishes on the right side, which is what we are looking at, did not have all these skirmishes. It came as a result of movement and transportation and shipping towards it to the destination, and so all these areas did not have any problem, but transportation and all that brought all these skirmishes in. But it has happened, and so we needed to take care of it, and so every area was ground last week, and certain levels of filler was applied and sanded and applied and sanded, and that is what we have, and it's looking good already, but it's giving it a camouflage effect, which would come to bear a lot more when we have applied the primer. So that is what we are doing today, and as you work, you just check the smoothness with the experience he's had to be able to tell that, okay, this I've got a good level, that'll be okay for the paint job guys to continue from here. But I'm sure after somewhere here we'll get the spray guys to come in quickly and protect the application of filler that we've done, and all the sanding and the grinding that we've done, because if water falls on it, we'll be defeating the purpose of doing this. So when he's completely done, I'm sure he's getting close to finishing, and when he's done, I'm sure we'll quickly move it to the spray job guys for them to come in and also try and apply further fillering, what they call fiber fillering, and then probably apply primer, which seals the deal and protects the filler that has been applied. But let me quickly jump in and show you that we also had to replace the windscreen, and we had to take it to the windscreen shop for them to fix the windscreen, and that's what you're looking at. I think it's going through the process. They're about finishing up. It took us about 30 minutes to get this sorted out, and around the same time the bumper also came in, and I couldn't capture that, but that's what you're looking at. So the bumper was retouched and put back in, and I think it looks good. From here we'll quickly go to the spray guys for the fiber filler and then the primer, so that all the auto body works technician's job is protected and sealed, right? So all the porous surfaces and everything is covered. Then we can move on. So when I took it for a spin, let me just quickly go back to when I took it for a spin and I was returning. I took this shot just to show you how it did look in the front, and the headlights were okay. I took one for the back, but I don't think I could find it as of now, but I'll show it sometime later. In any case, I mean, it's only going to get better as we progress with the job, but that is how it did look like when I took it for a test drive. Yeah, and so after we have applied the primer, this is how it looks like. I couldn't get the chance to show that, and my video was getting too lengthy, so I had to just show you the finished work of the primer. And so this is when the spray job guys had come in and put the primer on all the areas where the auto bodyworks technician had touched and applied sanding and filler and all that. So that's what you're looking at, and I think at this point I don't have to say anything. You can tell me what you think, but this area is the impact area. Okay, it looks good. Let me just go into the trunk and show you how the inside does look after applying the primer to all those areas. The inside metal had gone through some sort of processing, so we needed to protect it again by applying another level of galvanizing or protection. So the generic spray paint was actually put on a primer inside the trunk where all that job was done. And in fact, this vehicle's major job was at the trunk area. That's how it does look like. Okay, so basically this is work in progress. Still have one of the tail lights or two of the tail lights in there. We haven't put it back, but I think we got the lines, the details right or we got it good on that side, and this is how the front did look like. Now hold on, try and compare this to what we have now in the course of our progress, and tell me if we haven't made any good progress. Yes, tell me in the comments we haven't. Okay, yeah, so this is what we have been able to achieve, and I'm sure the owner would be happy. Myself, I'm glad that we're able to bring this car at this price, at this cost, to this point. And what I'm so happy about is the fact that we got the tech package in this for that price, and we have been able to bring it to life. It's already looking good. Look at it in frame, look at the tire spin, and that's all great. But what is left is the rear bumper, which the Auto Body Works technician is going to work on and put in at this point. When he's done, I think he would be about 80% done with his job, because it's going to go to the spray job guys for them to prepare it for the actual spray. And so hold on, let me just get the camera set up properly, and then we can have a look at how he does that final part, and then we can move on. So just hold on, give me a second. I'm trying to fix the camera somewhere where it can actually capture what he's going to do now. Yeah, I think it's okay now, so we can look at it from a distance. And yes, so this is what is happening. He's actually trying to put in the bumper, which is the last part of what he has to do before this leaves him to the spray job guys. And so that is what he's doing, trying to put in the rear bumper. And the vehicle that donated this rear bumper had parking sensors installed in them. So if you look from here, you can tell that there are about 3 or 4 black spots in the bumper. Of course, the donating vehicle was white in color, and so you can clearly see those spots in there. Those spots were the parking sensor spots. The decision was to replace it and use it, but this car generically did not have it, so we needed other accessories to make it work, and we didn't have much time. So the decision, which was between us and the customer, was to seal it, and it was sealed, and that's what you see. That's what brought about those black spots on the bumper. But it was sealed, and it was okay. It was okay. I mean, that was no problem. But if we had a lot more time and the customer was willing to spend extra, we would have gotten all the accessories, get the electrical engineer to come in and install the system so that the parking sensors would work for him. But it was sealed, case closed, it was all good, and we're about finishing with the bumper. When we're done, I'll draw closer and give you very close shots for you to take a good look and tell me whether we did good with the lines and the details and the curvatures from there. But look at it from this angle. Now that is the bumper meeting the rear fender, and I think the curvatures, the lines, the details there are good. In frame, it's already looking a full vehicle, and apparently when it came in, it did look shorter because we had lost about 10 inches from the back because of the impact. But now it's looking full, it's looking good. The rims are going to be touched up in probably the next episode, and so it will come back to its normal beautiful stage when we do that touch up. But yeah, that is what it is. Let me just draw close. The camouflage paint scheme you see is the application of primer on areas where filler was applied, and so it gives it a camouflage effect, which is all meant to protect the job that has been done beneath, so that by the time it moves from this stage to the spray job guys, the filler work, the grinding work that has been done is protected and is safe. Okay, so that's where you see those camouflage effects coming in here and there. Yeah, so let me show you. This is where the impact was heavy. You saw it in the beginning. This is what we have been able to achieve. Look at how the lines flash. Look at the details. Yes, the rims have taken a beating. Transportation, the accident and other things caused a lot of beating to the rims, which we are going to retouch. I believe all the other 4 also need to be retouched, so we'll lay a lot of emphasis on that in the next video and get it retouched so that we get the beauty in the rims. Actually, I was intoxicated with the rims when I was doing the purchase, that it did look good, and it does look good. Yeah, but look at the joints, look at this, the tail lights, look at how it fits into its area, look at the trunk lines, look at the bumper lines. Yeah, of course, the bumper reflectors are not in yet. It would come in later um, when we move from this stage. But just tell me generally how the alignment on that area is doing. Is it great? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it medium? Yes, of course. You have to tell me something. I need to hear you. Yeah, so those are the four little spots I was talking about. It was sealed, and I mean, in the next stage, it would be further concealed and protected, and it will become very normal. Yeah, so that's a full vehicle in shape. I am glad that I was able to achieve this with that amount of budget and with this amount of time. Um, I keep saying that when your vehicle is accidented, that is not the end of it. When you find the right auto shop, you can get your vehicle back in shape with very minimal amount of cash and budget. Okay, so if you have any project of this nature and you are within my vicinity, you are within reach, just reach me, get to me, and we'll do something similar for you. If you really want to import and you are cash short, get to me, let's consult, and we can work something out like that from you for the US and any other place where we find anyone that fits your budget. So this is how it's already looking like, and I'm great. I'm happy with it. I'm sure you are. The customer is already. Usually I don't let them come across. I don't let them come around when I am in this stage, because some of them gets disappointed looking at what it is, and the gradual process that you have to go through to bring this vehicle to this stage. So I don't bring them around, but a few of them that are still insistent on coming around, I let them come in. And this gentleman was very insistent, and he wanted to see the progress of what he's putting his money in. So I was with him most of the time and trying to get him to understand how the process works, and yeah, he was able to keep up with us. And yeah, this is how it looks like. The tail light is already looking good. We don't have the left side in. There's something else that must be done there, so that's going to come up soon. Yeah, but I think we have a full vehicle now compared to when it came in a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. Yeah, so let me take this opportunity and tell you about AutoStop. AutoStop is now the finality of GH Drive. We have grown and metamorphosed into a brand called AutoStop, and if you want to import, if you want to rebuild, restore, come to us and we can help you out. Okay. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and turn on your notification bell so that the next episode that comes out, you'll be alerted for you to follow and enjoy what we keep doing.